There it is, the one that started it, or the one that had it blow up. This is the ridiculous, massive collection of Mandela effects. For me, myself, not 100%ers for all of them, by any means. Probably got a good 10 that are 100%ers. And a lot of these, even if I'm not 100%, I'm like, well, it does look different, or it does seem strange. And some of them I do think, hey, maybe that one could be people misremembering, but it also could be them experiencing it in another timeline that I didn't experience it in. I mean, it's that simple. Even if I think, oh, that's, I love that blood red stripe there's on the bottom. So, and this is beginning a series of videos that I've done since 2015. No, I'm sorry, the experiences were in 2015, most of them. And I started recording them in 2016 and putting them on YouTube. And this series here is from the beginning. And, what you're going to notice is things change. If you watch it from the beginning and go straight through them, you'll see how my views change. You'll see the progression of how I grew and how I became who I am now. And I think that could be important for people. The reason I started putting out the videos in the beginning was for myself to try and understand what was going on. And I was documenting everything. By middle of 17, or March, I guess, I finished the book, published the book, and about the experiences. And throughout these videos you're going to see, which are about 35 minutes long on average, a lot of those stories in the book will be in there. If you've never seen my videos before and you're just getting into this in the beginning, just realize a lot of the things that I say change. A lot of the things that will disturb you, because they disturbed me back then, changed. But at the time, it's what I needed to free my mind. If you've seen my videos, all of them, I would just start with the highest number. And if you've seen half of them or just started to get into me this year, to get to understand where I'm at, you could watch them from the beginning, but you could easily just pick these up from number 23 or 36 and, catch some of the changes and the views that I have now, because they have changed. But enjoy this series, please. This may help you, and I hope it does.
Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet.
So what you're about to see is my first 8 videos. It's going to end up being practically in the same format I have going on now because of the timing. There was no reason I did short videos. I just felt that people's attention would be easier spent with that information, and I tried to make it just like one specific thing, and I just decided to do it longer. So this is my first 8 videos, and it's strange because I've watched them, and I feel like sometimes wow, that's not me, or I don't remember saying that, and wow, good point. But go ahead, enjoy. I'm definitely going to do the next 8 to 10 or so, and then depending on the response, I'll see if I continue doing that. Enjoy.
Beautiful Gulf of Mexico. I have a lot to say. I'm going to try and get it all in one video. I came across some information that people claiming the earth was flat about a year ago. I don't think I gave it a second thought. I blew it right off. Got into the Mandela effect, and I experienced some of those changes. I thought it was quite amazing. While looking at that material, I accidentally clicked on a flat earth video that was someone who has been into the flat earth for so long. They were very sarcastic about it, and that was not the way they were going to pull me in. So I blew it off again. Went back to the Mandela effect. And at the time I was actually studying some Egyptian beliefs. Say the stars were souls. One day checking out Mandela, I accidentally clicked on a flat earth video that was for beginners. I thought I'd check it out. It had something to do with the NASA moon landings being faked. And there was a lot of things I could understand there. It wasn't all the numbers that I couldn't wrap my head around. So I went ahead and got into that. And I checked out flat earth and what they were talking about. And for my questions, you know, are we in a dome? Is there more land on the other side of the South Pole? Is there a South Pole? Are we not in a dome? Is it concave? What's going on with the stars and the sun if we are in a dome? I looked at the Bible verses they were talking about, and it kind of pushed me towards the dome. And I'm not trying to limit God, but God is a lot closer to me now. I'm a lot closer to God than I ever was. So I'm not limiting God by saying we're in a dome at all. But one night, reading the material and looking at the videos, I just realized it hit me. We are not on a globe. And it hit me strong, and I walked outside to look at the stars, and I saw two gold orbs above my head, about the size of cars, transparent, but you couldn't see through them. It was quite amazing. Stored that information, went back to my videos. A few nights later, I went outside to look at the stars again, and about 7 or 8 of them jumped out at me. Brighter and dimmer, bigger and smaller. It was the most incredible 2.5 minutes of my life. More answers to questions I didn't even know I had yet. But putting all that together and then watching a video where a guy was zooming in on stars and they looked exactly like the orbs I saw, did it for me. You know, for me, now, the stars are intelligent beings that revolve around the flat earth plane, helping us create this illusion for individuality, consciousness, and time. I mean, we did this to ourselves. In my opinion, we deceived ourselves so we can experience this. There's no one to blame. That's my opinion. That's my take on flat earth. And this is a blessing that we're experiencing. And this is an awakening, not a movement. Some people don't want to be woken up. Some people don't agree with the flat earth material. That's fine. I'm not sure why they're watching it if they don't agree with it. But do your own research. Find your own truths. Find your own beliefs. Of course, beliefs and truth change, right? But I guess my point is there's no one to blame but yourself if you want to blame somebody or if you're angry, because we manipulated ourselves. We deceived ourselves to experience this, and it is a blessing. I got into all the flat earth material from the Mandela effect after totally ignoring all the flat earth stuff I would see on YouTube. But the Mandela effect changed my perception of reality, especially after having some of my own personal Mandela effects. But I believe in my first video I said something about placing blame, that you shouldn't place blame and just blame yourself or be angry with yourself because we manipulated ourselves to be here and chose to be here. Well, I don't think we should blame ourselves either. And we were born into the globe and we never really questioned it. Why would we? I never did. And so I don't think we should really place blame on anybody. We should just continue doing the research, finding the truth, and getting it out to people. But there are forces out there helping create this illusion, and I don't think they're going to give in. I mean, I've come to this conclusion with the experience I had with the stars. You know, if they are intelligent beings like I believe, are they lying to us? Well, no, they're not, because they're traveling around us. We were the ones that believed we were moving and making it look like something else, that we were moving and making it look like the stars were moving. Time-lapse photography shows that they're moving. We're immovable. You know, the forces that are out there creating this, you know, if it wasn't for the duality and the polarity and the contrast, we wouldn't be able to experience physical reality, which the veil is coming down for some people. Maybe all people eventually, but right now it just seems like it's some people. Not everybody's seeing it. So what takes the veil down? Is it CERN? Is it death? Probably a combination of both. Well, I do believe we need to continue doing the research and getting the truth out there to people. But these are just my views. Other people have their own views, and I respect that. I think if you want to get into the flat earth and you're really not sure where to go, check out the beginner videos. It's like flat earth clues, introduction, hold on to your hat, the earth is flat. More veteran stuff is like Jeranism, flat earth and other hot potatoes, globe busters. They're good to watch if you want to see people or talk to people that are like-minded, that already know that the earth is flat. But like I said, don't even blame yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because I was for a while. You don't really want to do that. There's no one to blame at all. There are a bunch of different factors going into creating this reality for the reasons I've explained before, that I believe: consciousness, individuality, time, physical reality. But keep up the work, people, and keep putting the videos out there. Get the truth out. And when I first heard about this idea about liquid space or water being on the other side of the dome, it made perfect sense to me. I really like the idea, separating the waters above from the waters below. It just seems to make sense. On that and the stars, you know, I always used to assume that the stars were on the inside of the dome. From pictures, videos, and things I've read, that's what I always seem to take in. Now I'm thinking, with this liquid space theory and all the things that are coming together with that it's possible that the stars are in their own orbit or their own current going around the flat earth plane. And a current-like formation. It's not to say that they couldn't exist on both sides of the atmosphere, but I'm thinking that, you know, the closer you get to what we used to call space, the denser it gets into a liquid form. And maybe each, the sun and the stars and the moon, could possibly be in their own current. Just some thoughts. I found the Mandela effect. I realized that. Mandela effect ended up being a stepping stone for me. I mean, even now I'm still experiencing Mandela effects, where with Prince's death and his songs. One of them supposedly changed from Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate this thing called life. And I played it in here the other day, and it did in fact change to Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. I've been wondering about these changes in words and songs. Are they clues to what's going on? Celebrate life, to get through life. Pretend to pray, began to pray. Another brick in the wall, another break in the wall. You know, these seem to me like they could be clues to what's going on. But the Mandela effect for me ended up being a stepping stone to the flat earth. And discovering that and the changes that I'm going through with that, I mean, you know, all this information comes in. I think it's fantastic. All these people are getting into it and really researching. And it's been about a year now for me of just looking at videos and listening to what other people have to say about it. And, you know, plus the experiences I had, because I had some big questions and I got some big answers. Still not sure what those answers were, but you know, to me, the stars, you know, could be civilizations of beings. I mean, each different groups of alien beings. I don't know how else to word it. You know, if they're in other dimensions, they're not going to be physical, so they would be alien. But my ideas, you know, stem from that you know, the orbs that I saw were just possibly a small number of those beings, those intelligent beings that are traveling around this liquid plasma water it's above our physical plane. Just more ideas, that's all they are, and I'm sure they'll change as well. They'll change again. But for me, the Mandela effect showed me things changed, and that became a stepping stone to flat earth. Flat earth, you know, this is the greatest last conspiracy, but probably not. You know, that's probably going to end up being a stepping stone as well to something even more greater. I think at that point it would be up to each individual. You know, it's going to be an individual experience for each individual person to get to the next level on top of that. And these are just ideas. Because the truth of the matter is, it's all about what's in your perception. It's about what's in front of you. You know, that's what life is. And how you interact with physical reality or whatever reality we're going through now. You know, I think it's incredibly amazing. I think there's more changes coming. I think it'll open up more eyes. I think the point of this video was, it's about what's in your perception. That's always the point of my videos. It's Mandela effect and flat earth were stepping stones. I mean, I don't know about the flat earth yet because it's still there for me, but I'm pretty sure this is a stepping stone to something else. You know, what is it? Not a clue. You know, what shape is the earth? I have no idea. You know, I like to speculate. I like to have fun like everybody else. You know, is it square? Is it circle? Are we even supposed to know? You know, what are our consciousnesses conscious of each single dimension that's going on? It gets mind-boggling. I mean, it's amazing. But everything changes. And everything seems to be a stepping stone. Once you think you got the answer, something else comes along. I mean, something else will jump right in your face and say, no, you don't have the answer yet. You know, so do you keep searching? Do you live life? I'm happier. I'm enjoying my life more and more every day now, but just knowing all this stuff. I think it's fantastic. Am I a happier person? Yes. Am I happier knowing that, you know, the earth is not a globe? Yes. Am I happier knowing that physical reality changes right in front of us? Yeah, I think that's incredible. You know, but what do you do with it? Well, I'm starting to live my life a lot differently now. What do I do with it? I'm just kind of going with the flow. You know, when I see something, if there's something I'm afraid to do, I go ahead and do it. If there's something I don't want to do, I go ahead and do it. You know, I'm looking for just people talking about certain things. They may say something that'll spark an idea in my head, so I'll go try this, try that. You know, I've gotten out of a job in a big corporation, and I'm looking, you know, I'm getting little jobs here and there, and I'm taking good care of myself, and I'm happier. I think everything's getting better, changing. You know, everything does change, and everything seems to be a stepping stone. And I think this is fantastic. Have a great day. Good morning. I've noticed the Flat Earth community awakening has become very cliquey. I think it'd be great if we could all be one big happy family, but it's just not going to happen that way. And it's a good thing that it's not going to happen that way, because some people are going to resonate with anger, some people are going to resonate with sarcasm, some people are going to resonate with happy stuff, and some people are going to resonate with all rainbows and unicorns. I mean, but it's important to let people know this information is important. I mean, we can all agree that the Earth is not a globe, we don't spin, and we've been deceived. It is serious information. But everybody's going to come into this serious information at their own pace. This is going to be an individual thing. As much as it's fantastic that people are, you know, getting into groups and talking with like-minded people. You know, that's a great thing. We need that. We also need to understand everybody's going to come into this information in their own way. Flat Earth channels fighting with other Flat Earth channels and pointing fingers is just going to create more separation. I say get the information that you believe is real, is important, get it out there and let it go. Let everybody else do their own thing, because they're reaching people at their own pace. If you're new into the Flat Earth material, my only advice is to watch as many videos as you can from as many different people and discern the information for yourself. I'd say try not to join any groups, but you know, because you're going to run into something that you don't agree with eventually. It's going to happen, and that's what they want. The people in control, the people that have deceived us, want separation, and they're going to do whatever they can to cause separation, and that means they're going to try and cause us to fight amongst each other, and we really don't need to do that. We just need to reach as many people as we can and let them discern the information on their own. He says, yeah, the guy that died. I said, well, he's not dead. What are you talking about? I said, I'll look it up when I get off the phone with you. It's this thing I've been checking out, the Mandela effect. I said, I was telling him about it, and he said, that sounds like a movie I just saw. So what was the name of it? He says, I can't remember. But this girl was feeding her dead father spaghetti, and it was like he wasn't really dead. And I said, I'll find out the name of it, I'll check it out. He goes, listen, I gotta go. I said, I'll talk to you later. So the next day, I go out, pick up some movies, come home, throw the first movie in, and there's this woman feeding her dead father spaghetti. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, how cool. I called the guy up. I said, that movie you were telling me about, I picked it up. What movie? I said, the one with the girl feeding her dead father spaghetti. It's called Proof. What are you talking about? I was busy in Starbucks yesterday. I didn't talk to you. I said, oh my God, yes you did. No, I'm telling you, there's no way. I didn't pick up the phone. I shut my phone off and everything. I said, well, that was cool. That was pretty interesting. So that didn't happen. This is not somebody that would mess around with me by any means. They don't really believe the stuff that's going on. That's fine. So that was the other one. A couple other experiences. I don't know what category to put them under. At the same time, so it was the same time, because two of the other movies, one was Prometheus. I'd never seen it before. Wanted to see it ever since it came out. I knew the entire plot. I knew all the characters in it. I knew what was going to happen before it happened. I mean, that was kind of weird, because I kept thinking, when did I see this? I must have seen it. But I know for a fact I didn't. It was something that I always thought I'd go ahead and grab and check out for like 10 years. And no, I never seen it. And I was watching Batman Begins, and some of the characters were actually, 3 of them in particular, looked directly at me through the screen, which was very interesting. This was after the Orbs and the Star experience, which with the stars, yeah, all the experiences just amazing that I've been having. I had to rethink my last video. I didn't like the way it came out. The message, I think, was there, but anyway, there's so much drama on YouTube within the flat earth community that, you know, it's like watching a soap opera. It's like watching TV. I mean, it's just a little silly. It's a little ridiculous. For something as massive as discovering that we're not a ball hurling through space at mind-blowing speeds, and to have this happen, you know, it's just, it doesn't matter. We still don't live on a globe. The Earth's still flattish, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it doesn't matter about the drama. You know, I think we need to be a little more serious about it, and I think something needs to be done. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are crying for, and that's the truth. Well, you got to start with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to start. You got to peel away the layers. You know, I mean, I could tell you what I've done. It doesn't matter. You know, I've gotten rid of things that don't serve me. That includes people. I mean, that includes jobs, the way of I was living, habits. I mean, you know, I've changed the way I'm eating. You know, you know, I don't even want to get into this, but you know, about the thing about not eating meat, you got to understand, you're not eating meat not because you love animals. It's not about that. I mean, it can be, that's fine, but it's about the energy that, you know, when this animal is bred to be fed, the horrible things it goes through, that energy is in that animal, and you put that energy in your body, and now you wonder why you feel like crap. That's why. It's more about the energy. That's why you're not eating meat. That would be a main reason, at least for me. I mean, that's for me. You know, the lifestyle I was living, the car I had, I don't need those things. You know, it's about, but start with yourself. If you want to do something, if you're looking for something to do for the flat earth, look, do for yourself. Live by example. You know, when you go out and talk to people, if they respond, great. If they don't, move on. But you know, no matter what goes on YouTube, even though that seems to be the biggest outlet for flat earth, at least from my perspective, the drama doesn't matter. The earth is still a globe. It's still not a globe. We've been lied to. You know, and you're right. We should be doing something about it. I'd like to think it can be done peacefully, gradually. Keep getting the message out there. The more people to know about it, you know, something's bound to give. We can do it peacefully. Start with yourself. If that's, you know, if you're looking for that, start with yourself. But no matter how much drama is on YouTube about it, it's still not a globe. So I do these videos mainly for myself. Hopefully I'll put out some information that'll help somebody, or maybe trigger something in somebody else. They can come up with something that's even better. But for me today, I've noticed this before. The flat earth is bigger on YouTube than the Mandela effect. And I'm not sure I understand why. Because for me, the flat earth was us physically being lied to about life and our planet and what life is. But the Mandela effect is proof. At least if you believe your memory, if you trust your memory, and the Mandela effect is proof that physical life, physical reality is not what we think. The Mandela effect could actually be giving us clues or messages to what's going on, whereas flat earth is just going to be a debate. I mean, I'm convinced it's not a globe. I'm convinced just because they keep reinforcing it, they keep shoving it down my throat. NASA has just announced that they found 1,248 more planets. So this way, when we destroy the Earth, we can just go to another planet and it ain't a big deal. That's all they're doing, is reinforcing the globe with that. With flat Earth, it's just going to be constant debates and constant proof that people that don't understand that proof are just going to blow off. You know, the Mandela effect, or what I like to call the amalgamation, observing amalgamating dimensions. Yeah, I think there's more than one. I think there are multiple dimensions coming together. Now, this is interesting. I am looking at the moon, and there's no way it could be lit up the way it is. I don't know if this camera's going to pick all that up, but the moon's out there. I don't know if that's going to pick up the moon. But from that angle, it should be lit up a lot more. You know, with the flat Earth and with them shoving the globe down our throats, who cares? Once everybody starts to understand that, it's not going to matter what they say. You know, but my physical proof is my memory, and I know things have changed. Labatt's is now Labatt. They keep taking the S off of things. The universe, the Mandela effect, God, creation, keeps making things singular. And in the past, or not as important, we're trying to get through life rather than celebrate life. Life was a box of chocolates, or, you know, instead of is. All the S's coming off of products makes things singular. So it's about what's within, not about the 1,248 planets that NASA has come across, or they say they come across. Singular. It's about what's in your perception, what you see and what you feel, what you can touch. It's about your own personal life experience. It's about the way you treat people. Treat them like you want to be treated, because it's about what's in your perception. If you continually watch the news, if you continually watch the debates or science fiction or whatever you're feeding your mind is what your life's going to end up being. That's what you're creating. It's getting windy, and I think I said all I gotta say. I'm tired of walking around here. There's no oxygen, or very little. And that moon just looks bigger too. But anyway, I guess the point was, one of the points anyway, I really felt like the Mandela effect should have blown up bigger than flat Earth, because I think flat Earth is inside the Mandela effect, whereas the Mandela effect is not inside flat Earth. Does that make sense? Alright, peace.